Today, I'm recreating 15 poses from Marvel's Spider-Man using this PlayStation Spider-Man action figure. I'll go through some of the game's coolest crouches, swings, and more, so let's grab our figure, accessories, and let the challenge begin. For our first pose, I'll warm up with a vanilla pose, which is just a simple pose that isn't as action-packed. The best shot for this is Spidey standing in front of his window in his advanced suit. I'll start by fixing the figure's legs, which need to be at an angle and feet flat so he doesn't fall over. In the shot, his chest is sticking out with his head tilting down, so this was my next move to replicate. I also need to spread and slightly bend his arms at the elbows, and after a few more tweaks, pose number 1 is complete. For pose number 2, we're jumping into the action with the iconic swing from the video game's cover. The legs were the first joint I began posing, replicating all the necessary bends and twists seen in the shot. Once that was over with, I made a twist in the torso and repositioned the arms. The arms were the most challenging part of recreating this pose, and several others following this one. This Spider-Man body from SH Figuarts is outdated compared to what they produce now, so the shoulders and butterfly joints feel restricted, not to mention the lack of a bicep swivel. For the final touch, we need this figure to swing on a web, so I'll use the web line piece it came with, along with this piece that creates the look of it wrapped around his hand. With everything in place, here's the result. Before filming this video, I did a Q&A to see what poses you wanted to see in this video. So for pose number 3, I'm recreating this part from the scene when Peter tries the advanced suit for the first time. To my surprise, this pose wasn't too difficult to recreate. The tricky arm joints were the real issue, and they took a lot of patience to get right. In the end, I think it all worked out. Let me know what you think. Another highly requested pose was Spidey's super low crouch from the helicopter takedown. This was one of my favorite shots from the first video game, so I was really looking forward to trying this out for the video. The process of capturing this pose was tedious and challenging. The trickiest part was making sure the figure crouched down low enough, which didn't seem possible at first due to how the knees bend. The last changes I made were to his left arm and then his head, doing my best to avoid any rigid appearances in the bends or tilts, and here's how the pose turned out. One of the fun things Insomniac put into the game was Spider-Man's finisher moves. When your foes see a square plus triangle above their heads, the only thing that equals is a lovely trip to the hospital. In pose number 5, I wanted to recreate one of the positions from these moves. The trick with this one is making sure to capture that natural curve, having it start at the head and then working its way to the right foot. The left foot also needs to be bent slightly with the thigh twisted inward. The best motion to have in mind is if someone were vaulting over an object, like in parkour. Having this thought in my mind did make the pose a lot easier to replicate. Now I love checking out concept art, whether it be from movies or video games such as this one, and I found this pose of Spider-Man dashing forward at a few goons midair. I'll kick things off by flipping the figure around and repositioning the arms. You also need to turn the head slightly to the right, just enough where you'll see part of his lens. And then we have the legs. Push his left leg forward and bend it as much as you can, and as for the right one, push it back and flex it a little to create a natural curve. With a few more adjustments, pose number 6 is ready for action. In our 7th pose, I found another crouch where Spider-Man is in an alley. This one felt similar to the crouch from earlier, but not super low. The main goal is to keep the left knee high and the chest twisted. This is a crucial piece that helps keep the arms in that diagonal position seen in the shot. For pose number 8, let's try this shot of Spider-Man swinging through Times Square. This one is one of the calmer poses compared to what we've done so far, but just know, to create the most natural pose, you must use as many joints as possible. I then touched things up and finished the pose by giving him this web line to swing from. Something else you wanted to see me recreate was the loading screen poses from the game. I actually didn't know this was a thing because when you play the PC version of the game, it's turned off by default in the settings. I don't know if this is all of them, but I tried to find as many as possible, and I'm going to knock these all out with a speed round. Let's do it. And for the grand finale, pose number 15, I'm recreating this shot of Spider-Man hanging upside down while using his phone. To begin, I bent both knees and angled the feet so their soles faced each other. Although the knees could definitely be bent further, this was the figure's maximum capability. Next, I adjusted the arms and torso area and then added a web line for Spidey to hang from. The only piece needed to finish this pose was a phone. Luckily, there's one included with the figure's accessories. With that piece added, we've completed our 15th pose. And there we have it, 15 poses from Marvel's Spider-Man recreated with an action figure. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, comment below which pose was your favorite. If you want to see more pose recreations, check out this playlist here, and subscribe so you don't miss out on more action figure goodness. I'll catch you all in the next one, peace.